Hi.
Hey, so you can catch us on Instagram. It's Nellz, ITS, NELLZ, 1_.
Funny man Stan.
All in one word.
Yep.
Your boy, it's Cram with 2 M's.
I'm Space Ghost, SP8 Ghost. Welcome to the Nobodies Movie Review Podcast.
Spirit fingers.
This is
We're
the second episode we're doing today. I think everybody wanted to talk about this instead of the last
my God.
movie.
Woo!
Talk of the weekend.
The internet is going crazy.
Yeah,
Crazy.
I didn't realize everybody's
That's
been
why I
talking
changed it.
about
I said we gotta watch this because it's gonna.
So,
because I didn't know it was
Nellz,
coming
can you
out,
do us,
and then it came out, and I was like, "Oh shit!"
give us a brief synopsis, please, Nellz.
Malcolm and Marie, for me personally, of what I thought it was two couples.
One couple.
Basically,
One couple.
Two people, one couple, unraveling a lot of things, unpacking a lot of things that needed to be said that they were probably afraid of saying to each other. It settling into certain things and situations, and not appreciating certain things when given. So this is about a couple that's basically unpacking toxic discussions that a lot of us probably can relate to in this world, and that we're, in all types of fields of whatever age bracket that you're in. Because I felt like there's certain conversations, depending on, what the topic is, that you say a lot of things. Sometimes it can be hurtful. Sometimes it can be real. Sometimes it can be detrimental. But especially when it involves a relationship. And sometimes you are scared to say certain things because you don't know the what if of the relationship. So that's how I could summarize what this movie is.
On the internet, it says it's a smoldering tensions and painful revelations push a filmmaker and his girlfriend towards romantic reckoning.
I can 100% relate to this
romantic
movie.
Reckoning.
I think everybody who's been
and I want to say,
not me.
I want to describe this movie
you
in
can't
one
relate
word.
to this, Stan?
No.
What?
This movie,
I doubt it, Stan.
Stan, you can't relate to not one part of this. It's a play it's a play and turned into a film. That's what it is.
I get it.
It was a play.
I don't really relate to
it's
it.
not a play. It's a film. They wrote this for this is written.
It's in the format.
No, I'm talking about it's in a play-like manner.
It's
in a film.
It is.
No,
it was one shot.
You ever go to plays? That's why I said to people.
So was 1917. That doesn't mean it was a play.
No, what I'm saying is
the dialogue,
the way the setup of the movie was. It's basically one setting. There's no other sets. It's one
so
set.
was
That's usually
Room, the movie Room. So was Saw.
Yo, listen,
about, bro?
It was in a play format. You're not understanding the play clearly.
Thank you.
I want to describe the movie.
Not a play. It's a film.
And I
it is a film.
I purposely, not purposely, but I honestly believe this movie was toxic.
I don't,
because
I think the complete opposite.
The discussions they were having were from the beginning. You love the couple, and 5 minutes in, disaster. Complete opposite. It's flipped around. It's turned and turned and turned. And I did like the fact.
Hold on, before you say that, if you haven't seen the movie, do not watch this.
We spoil it for you.
That's what we're gonna spoil it.
So our movie review is we spoil the movies for you. So if you haven't seen it, please do not watch. But if you want to watch, you will know what happens in film.
Join the discussion. Leave a comment.
So young Denzel, amazing guy, very very
Give him
good.
His rightful name, man.
Give him his rightful name.
John David
Washington, very good actor. I've noticed him first in the movie Intent. So seeing him in this movie was like,
oh damn, I saw him from Billions.
I saw him from Ballers.
I mean Ballers. That's
Tenet. So I never noticed him until Tenet. So when I see him in this movie, I'm like, wow, okay, this might be good because he got Denzel blood, right? So I will say this much: one of my favorite parts is when she grabbed the knife, Zendaya, right? When she grabbed the knife, Zendaya, and she grabbed that knife and she said, when she was acting out, and she was like, where the pills at? And he was like, oh, whoa, now, put the knife down. He was real nervous, and his emotion was so real in the movie, and hers, and he was like, and she walked off like that. I thought that was one of the dopest.
No,
I can relate. I can relate to that
in the movie.
I had a knife pulled out on me twice.
But she was acting, and that's the part that y'all didn't get.
That's the best part of it. She was.
That's
acting.
the best to me too. I thought that. I was like, wow. And she said,
because remember the question, the argument before that. The argument before that was why didn't you cast me? Is my
that was the whole reason for her argument.
The whole reason
for the argument was because
the whole reason for the argument is
that's not the reason.
Hold on.
Thank her.
The reason how this unpacked is all started from him not thanking her. Let me give the audience a little
not the reason.
Background.
That was not the reason.
That was she said it. It was the first part.
You guys don't understand arguments. That's how.
Hold on.
Nigga, that's why you always argue.
Y'all do y'all own thing. I'll wait and then I'll explain.
Yeah, thank you.
The reason how it set off in conversation was because this man did not give a thank. He won an award and he did not. He thanked everyone but the woman that he so-called is in love with, living with, and with, basically, and did not
base the movie around.
And the movie goes circling around. Mix it around why it unpacks on the reason why
that wasn't why she was mad.
No.
I hear you, but I hear you.
No. She says no. That was one of the reasons why she
said
I hear you, but go ahead, go explain because you guys are surface people. So I gotta.
But I'm saying the kickoff of the argument started off because I'm saying the kickoff part of the reason why they did not. What?
Go ahead, go.
Oh. Is because he did not thank her in an acceptance speech. He thanked everyone else but accepts her. And it kicks off a lot of things that both of them probably held out on about how they feel about each other and the relationship that they're in. So
all right. So that's one of the reasons why a lot of this movie didn't relate to me, because I was like, one, I'm not the arguing type. Like, if you have a beef, then that's your beef. We're not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, if I have an issue in a relationship, I'm either gonna let you know, or it's just something that I don't think is either worth changing, that you can change, or it's like I was with somebody for, I don't have long relationships. I was with somebody, the longest relationship I had was like 11 months, and there were things about her that I didn't like, but we're in our mid-30s. I'm not gonna tell you to change this thing that you've probably been doing all your life. So I was just like, all right. So seeing this movie, I was just like, seeing the arguments and kind of like how they went from like at each other's throats to like all over each other and back and forth. I was like, this is
my life. This is my life.
But you gotta point out too,
this is what I deal with.
Was all over her.
This is what I deal with too.
She did not. She was never the aggressor in any of those sexual advances.
Let me put this in terms for y'all, because for you,
thinkers,
give your opinion of the movie.
She was mad because she wasn't casted. Plain and simple. Was the basis of her anger. She hadn't told him for so long that the movie got made that he didn't thank her, which is the cherry on top of everything.
Yeah. That's true.
So it's a buildup of anger. It's a buildup of anger from her. So it's her fault to begin with.
It's her fault.
And he's at fault. And he's at fault for not seeing the signs.
It's interesting that you say that it's her fault. How is it her fault?
Because she hid the underlying fact that he did not cast her until the movie was made and the film was done and they went to the premiere and then he didn't thank her.
But here's my
on top
question.
of all this shit, he didn't thank her. So now,
had he thanked her, would they have gotten to?
No, it would have. She would have still been upset.
No,
because she wasn't casted in the movie.
I agree.
She would have still been upset because she
wasn't.
She wouldn't have. They wouldn't have argued. They probably
wouldn't have argued then, but another time later, they would have argued.
But that's what I'm saying. But
I'm telling you this because this movie, I think their relationship was good.
Hell no.
Listen.
You're crazy.
Wait, stop. You gotta listen. No relationship that I've been in that is good had that level of communication. If you can communicate with your partner in that way, even if it's mad, I beg women, on my fucking knees, beg.
But hold on.
I beg them to communicate the way that she was communicating to him. I beg women to do that. If you're angry at me, I want to know you're angry at me. So I know how to react.
Were you about to say pick up a knife?
What?
Yeah, he got a knife on him twice.
Threatened to be stabbed twice in my life because women do not want to talk about their feelings in the way that Zendaya was doing in this movie.
That's not true. That's not true. I don't agree with that because if you remember in the movie, Zendaya pointed out facts about him and they did it to each other. Yes. He took it. Remember, she said, "You're not me."
That's healthy.
She said to him, "You're not even jealous, and I know why. Because you think you the shit. Mm-hmm. You think you so
I
big
like
and bad."
That type of talk. Talk to me that way.
Hold on. He flipped it on some shit and told him why he was that way, and then he basically shitted on her like, "Who was there for you when this? I was there."
Don't you think like you took it a little too far?
So he threw all that shit back in her face, which is bullshit. Because if you was communicating,
it wasn't
an attack at each other.
It was attack. But hold on.
But it's communication.
Relationship, if it was so good, all this communication would have happened years ago.
Hold on. If it's good,
they wasn't communicating at all.
You just gonna sweep shit under the rug all the whole relationship when you're
but in relationships, in relationships, we do hold certain things that we.
It only came.
Hold on. In relationships, we do hold certain things because we don't know what would trigger the other partner. So you keep things to yourself sometimes because you don't want to trigger your partner into something negative.
I understood why she was mad.
She was mad because she wasn't cast and because he didn't thank her.
She didn't cast her at first.
The trigger was
he didn't cast her at first, right? She helped him with the movie. She helped him with the movie.
The movie was about her life.
Yes, but
so she
was mad. How long does it take to make a movie, Cram? How long does it take?
Years. It
probably took like 2-3 years to make that movie. So she was mad for 2-3 years that she wasn't cast in this movie. And the cherry on top was he didn't thank her.
No, because
but if she just brought it to his attention from the beginning,
there's parts that
this movie would never.
No. There's parts that you guys are missing. I had to watch the movie 3 times. I watched it 3 times. I watched it 3 times.
I watched it
because
twice.
I really liked it. I really liked it. I watched it 3 times only to realize that the movie was not all just about her.
No, it was about dude.
When he came into the bathroom and said, "I could hurt you 10 times worse with my words," he described pictures and videos of the movie and scenes that he had sex with other women and saying, "You know that scene right there? That's from a woman that I had sex with such and such in a closet, or the woman in the bathtub,
and
the heart-shaped tubs and stuff."
Yes. And then she used that shit against him later on. But it doesn't.
She didn't use it. She reiterated it. She didn't use it against him.
She did.
And he apologized.
But to be honest, not that part. But I think their relationship is healthy because they are communicating their feelings.
They are
communicating their feelings. She's finally coming to terms with why she's mad and saying it right there.
And he is too.
She bottled it up.
Finally admitting the fact.
But at the end of the movie, they can move on and keep going with the relationship.
But hold on,
they let all this shit out and they let it go and they fought it out that night. It was a hard night. It was hard. Love is a battlefield. If you're not ready for that shit, you're not gonna do it. But at the end of the night, when in the morning comes and y'all outside and y'all chilling, you're like, "Damn, last night was crazy." But let's move forward.
At the end of every argument, when she disappeared, he almost shit himself
because he loves her. He loves her.
You noticed that, right?
Because
he came back.
Because of her manner, he thinks she might kill herself. She might do some crazy shit. So he loves her. He's trying to figure out where is she at?
All right. Could that to counter against what you said about their relationship being healthy, could her disappearing, knowing that he's gonna go a little crazy looking for her,
It's
couldn't
a cat
that
mouse.
be a little?
But she could
But
like
couldn't that be a little toxic?
She could like that. It could be reassurance.
It is toxic.
It could be reassurance for her to know that, okay, he still loves me.
That's
she made a point in the beginning. She said, I could be hugged up on a handsome man's arm. You wouldn't even be bothered by the fact that I'm hugged up on a nigga. You would straight just say, hey, come on, I need you over here. Come here.
But she knows that's a lie.
No, that's true. He admitted that because that went into his ego and his pride. Like, I'm better than whoever you're hugged up with. Nobody can do what I did for you. He was throwing that shit in his face. Who was there when you almost killed yourself? Who was there in the hospital?
The minute that he threw the suicide, I would have been. Once he threw the suicide, that's when she came out with guns and knives.
All of that shit. And she was like, I fucked your
because
friends.
She said, you make me not, and I've been there.
No, she was talking about the movie when she said that.
I think we've all been there in situations where you shared something so deep with someone and they throw it back at you in your face.
And that's
that's the most triggering, toxic thing you could do to people, is that when you release something that you hold so dear to you, especially like a suicide, and you are so comfortable that and in love with
a fucking nail clipper. What a nail clipper knife.
Yeah, but you're so open with someone that you share something that's very deep, and only for the person.
You act like this is the problem. This is the problem.
Only for the person to smack it in your face.
Because I do that. I'm not gonna lie. I do that.
Why do you do that?
That's not toxic.
You know what that's called? That's called kitchen sinking. You know that's called kitchen sinking.
Stop.
Right?
Before you attack, listen. Before you
No. I'm saying it's called kitchen sinking, just so anybody know, because it's psychology.
Let me tell you what I'm
You need to learn about this.
You dig things up and throw it in someone's face. That's what kitchen sinking is.
Why can't I explain, Chanel?
Go ahead.
Listen. I do that because it's me and you talking. It ain't motherfucking. I'm not gonna do that when everybody's around. When you doing that, it's me and you. I'm talking to you. And I'm telling you about yourself because we are in an argument. It is a battle. It's a battle.
Why are you going back years?
No. If it has relevance to the conversation, it does. When you look at you talking to me the way you talking to me, when I was there for you, when you tried to kill yourself, like. It's and not then what like was the I'm saying it in front of a room of 1,000 people.
That's not the point. That's not the point.
But some people do.
There's a point of what you do in private and what you do in public.
Different. Saying it in front of everybody, and you're in the house by yourself, y'all too. That's a different dynamic.
But KJ, it? Couldn't you make the case that it's healthier to let that go?
To just let it stew up and you fucking be mad?
No. That's not healthy. Not let it stew. Let it go.
Why would you hold on to that and bring it up?
If she's attacking me verbally, I have
that's
to.
Not right either.
You have to defend yourself.
You're being petty.
That's not right either.
That's petty.
Nah.
You don't do that. You don't do that.
You're being petty.
You don't do that.
No.
You do that.
Healthy. No, I don't.
You're being petty, and I'm gonna tell you why you're being petty. Because people who do that, they do it not because they want to really get the conversation like at on a balance. They do it because they think they want to win the battle of the argument, and people are very vicious like that.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
You're wrong.
That's her.
You are losing an argument.
It's an expression of my love to you. It's I was there for you when you tried at your worst moment, and I bring it up. That's me telling you how much I've been here. That's what it is.
That's you losing a battle and you doing something
and you pulling off
like you going to Mortal Kombat and you coming out with a trick.
That's the same way where somebody said, when you be like, yo, can I get $5 to your man's? And he be like, nah, and you done gave this nigga thousands of dollars. You be like, yo, bro, remember when I fucking paid your house? Like,
but that's what I'm saying. You gotta do things.
Like you won't bring that up
from the heart.
If you gotta tell me what you did for me, I don't want to.
Like, what do you
gotta tell me what you did for me? I don't want to borrow nothing from you. If you gotta tell me what you did for me, I don't want to never borrow something from you.
I don't want nothing from you.
I'm talking to you. I'm not even talking to
It doesn't matter.
It don't matter, bro.
Up in my face.
But why are you bringing up my bullshit in my face?
If you bringing it up in my face that you did something for me, I don't ever want to have to ask you for a goddamn thing.
No, if you're discrediting my loyalty, I will have to bring up what I did for you because to show you how much I was
loyalty.
What are you talking?
No,
if she's discrediting me, saying that I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit if you hugged up with another man. All you care about is your fucking ego. My ego. When I was there, when you tried to kill yourself, how am I egotistical when I was there for you, bitch? Like that's how it feels.
But I think the difference in this scenario is that, you know, him bringing that stuff up is different, like than to say, you know, to hold on to things that she did negatively and then say, hey, this is what you do that pisses me off. I think that's different
but Stan, she did the same thing,
right? And that's not right.
Noted all the things that he did to piss him off.
That's not right.
So she said, "Oh, you want to take that game? Look at what you do."
But that's not right.
No, but that's not healthy.
So what do you do? So what do you do in that situation? You just sit back and just be like, all right, let this bitch.
Did you see what she did? Hold on.
The difference is
like, what are you talking about?
The difference is I'm not going to be with somebody that's going to do that to me.
Yeah, he attacked her for the entire movie.
Y'all putting y'all personal feelings into it.
No, we're watching the movie and you can just see.
You just said that's what you do.
From the very beginning,
she was
all
quiet
she said
the
was,
whole movie.
You done think everybody, and all I really wanted you to do was just.
She said, all I wanted you to say was thank you.
Thank you.
The movie was about me and my life. Yes, I know you did this for me.
But as a man,
all you had to do was thank me. You thanked the fucking, remember the white bitch?
Cram.
He thanked the white bitch that wrote a review.
Cram.
And he almost lost his shit too. That man,
he's not right for that.
Egotistical.
He should have said thank you.
He got too much pride.
Right.
I agree with that. I agree with her on that.
He's a narcissist. 100%.
Okay, I agree with that. I would agree that he should have thanked her. He did. He should have, and he did apologize for that. And I do.
After
I understand, but she was mad because she didn't get casted. It was not the cherry on top. Was because
the trigger.
Didn't thank her.
The trigger was not thanking her.
Yeah, she been putting bullets in this gun for this night for fucking 3 years.
But that's what us women do, and I'm
you can't do that.
Women. Hold on.
No, but hold on.
You get a night like this.
Let me get my point across.
Let it say it. Let it say it.
We hold a lot of shit in and build up a case sometimes, because if we come to y'all immediately with something, it's gonna look like we trying to start shit all the time. So you need to build your case. So she built her case with saying, you know what? I did say it was okay, but now it's not. And he goes, well, how did you just change your mind? And she goes, I can change it really.
I can change it whenever the fuck I want.
And it's so funny because us women do that. We can really be like cool. We'll be cool at the function, but when we get home, we gonna unpack a lot of stuff because we're not gonna show out in front of you and we gonna let you have your moment. But when we get home, we're going to talk about that. We're going to unravel a couple of things because you did not thank me. You did not thank me.
I understand it. And he fucked up.
Here's from the male's perspective. And this is not bigging him up. From the male's perspective, right? He was there for her for everything when she was her lowest. And he used that in a way where he said, I'm not jealous of you because I got you. You ain't going nowhere because I did this, and that. I did so much for you. I built up a tab so crazy that you owe me your life. So no matter what I did, fuck it, this bitch, that bitch, you ain't going nowhere because I got control over you. He put that on her and used it against her because he said, who was there when you almost killed yourself with nail clipper scissors? And he threw that in her face, all that stuff. He told her like she was scum. Who carried you to the hospital? All that stuff. And she was quiet the whole time because she was like, this nigga crazy because
I was feeling it for her. Like,
because how the fuck you going to do? So basically what I'm saying, Space, is he used that. He said, you know what? I'm going to take care of all of this shit. Now I own this bitch. I don't have to thank her. I ain't got to cast her in the movie. He used her. He used every bit of her. He took advantage of her mentally. He took advantage of her emotionally. And he did not love her. He used her because then now he sees she all mad. The bitch disappeared to take a piss in the street or the grass or whatever. He almost lost his mind. Oh my God, my golden goose. Where she got? The bitch said, what the fuck are you going to write about if I wasn't in your life?
I wasn't in it. She said, do you think if you didn't have me,
if you didn't meet me, life?
Do you think, and this was a silver lining too, she said,
that was
do
a
you
silver
think
lining.
if you would have ever met me a few years ago and
made the movie?
would your movie have been just as good? And he even said, he says no, which means she makes the movie.
He told
she
her
makes the
So
movie.
she's the centerpiece. She's the centerpiece.
I understand why he said yes.
And
though.
everything that she said was in defense of her own because she was just bigging herself up.
Everything that she said was not in defense. Everything that he said was in defense of him too, though. So like, I don't understand what you're saying.
He started the whole shit.
She started it. What are you talking about?
From the gate, from they walked into the door, he was all high.
She started it. He was chilling. He was calling her beautiful. He was chilling. She was making mac and cheese, and then he realized, oh, she's upset.
Quiet.
So then he said, "What are you upset?" He said, "Why are you mad? Was it because of what such and such said? Because of this and this
about her being a model? No,
but he was foul for not thanking her, and she brought that up.
I'm sorry,
but that was the cherry to all the layers until the end of the movie where she finally said, "Oh, because you didn't get casted in it."
No, sir. I think you're missing a part. Is that when she was the minute that she was putting the laundry in the room. This is very beginning, and I think you're missing that part. Is all she kept saying was, "I just wish you would have said thankful." And then she walks away, and then he goes into the kitchen and he thinks about it, and he comes back with ammo. Talking about, you ungrateful.
Because when you're in a relationship, you can sense that it's something else. It's not just that. You can sense. You can be like, it's not just that. Like, what else is it?
No. What I'm saying is, who starts it? She let it go after. Hold on.
All she meant was made a comment.
She said, "I just wish you would have said thank you," and she walked off.
A bomb. It's a bomb. It's not a comment.
No.
Comment, bro.
It's a bomb.
When she says, "I just wish you would have said thank you" from the very beginning, and she walks off, he goes to the kitchen, he thinks about it or whatever he's doing, and he goes, "You ungrateful." That's gonna start the shit automatically.
I don't know. I gotta watch that part again. I don't think he said that.
Because then he goes in, who I did.
He does.
He went off on her.
She's ungrateful. He doesn't really think that she's appreciative of the things that he's done for you. That's how it started to go.
And then he kept stabbing her with all of that shit.
In the very beginning, like I'll
did for her, and everything kept throwing in her face. And she was quiet the whole time
because he says that to her. He starts it by calling her ungrateful or that she doesn't appreciate something. He says that, and then that's what triggers the argument. Because now you calling me ungrateful when this whole freaking movie is about me. I'm ungrateful. I just gave you the best material of your life
ever.
But all you had to do was thank me, baby. He was making the movie.
All you had to do was thank me. He thought he was going to make love to her, and she was just laying there.
Why didn't they have sex? Right. All of that, I'm always waiting on them.
They didn't have sex.
Sex. That's what really got me. I wanted to see some fire.
Because it's a healthy relationship, and they have to hash out the problems.
No, the healthy.
They didn't even have sex.
The reason why
healthy.
I'm talking two single motherfuckers.
No. You know
one is
healthy?
like this guy over here. God, Jesus, he can't talk about this movie.
You know what's healthy?
You live in the movie right now, so you should know more than anybody where he's coming from.
Makeup sex is the most healthiest thing you could ever do.
Wait, you have to.
It is.
They didn't even fuck.
You guys are having makeup sex without making
all of this action and no sex. I wanted to see some fire sex.
She was turned off. She wasn't turned on by it.
Chanel.
What?
You cannot. People use sex to cover up what's really going on. If you guys, that's why I said that relationship is healthy because they are communicating their problems.
I get where you're coming from.
Even if it's a fight, they are communicating. They're not just gonna fuck and then all right, whatever. Then tomorrow, the next day, then it goes down the line and y'all bring that shit back up. Let's hash all this shit out tonight. Nobody's fucking sleeping.
He tried to fuck her 3 times and she deaded him.
Because
he was losing.
As a man, I know.
You know what? I didn't even think about that.
To dead the fucking.
I didn't even think about that.
He tried, but she wasn't.
It doesn't work.
Like, I didn't
and
think
I
about
like
that
her
part
because of that. I like her because of that.
Using sex to cover up what we really want to say to each other. I forgot all about that.
And he toxic as fuck. Because remember, he lost his wallet. Then he lost his fucking phone. Couldn't find his credit card, and she was right there. It's right here. Calm down. Your man is a fucking. He's bipolar.
Because I related to that in the most way.
Really?
I'm not mad at you at that moment. I'm mad at the situation. I'm mad at what's going on. Like You gotta know the nigga's mind. Like I don't understand.
I have a quick question.
Go ahead, Stan.
I have a quick question for Chanel.
Yeah.
If you're her, right? You're in that situation.
I have been in situations like this, actually.
Let's say you're coming home from this award show. He gets an award. You're pissed off. Are you making a mac and cheese?
Am I making him mac and cheese?
Oh, that was the best part too. That was one of the good parts too.
The thing with me is I get scared. If I know she's mad, I think she'll poison her.
That's why he didn't know. He didn't know she was mad. He didn't know she was mad.
Would I make a mac and cheese?
Yeah. Would you make a mac and cheese? If
before it went on.
Think about how pissed off she is, and not saying anything. You're gonna come home
I
and
wouldn't have made him mac and cheese. I don't know why. Maybe she made. I still don't understand the mac and cheese part because I know that there's a symbolism within the mac and cheese.
Somebody said the symbolism is the sound that the mac and cheese makes, and that's the only sex that we got in the movie.
No, I think the symbolism, as I'm unpacking this with you guys, I think the symbolism is even and after all of this shit, I'm still making you a meal.
She's pissed off.
I'm still making you a meal after all of this. Yes. Is what I'm
still
thinking.
Loves him.
Here's
still loves him. Absolutely.
Here's what I took from it because maybe I'm reading too much into it, but as she's making it and like just about when it's done, I think halfway through, she's like, when she was kind of fed up, she seemed like she didn't want to argue because she kept saying, this is not, this is something we could talk about tomorrow, blah, blah, blah. At one point she says, I just want to let me finish making this because she said she says, let me finish making this so we can eat and go to bed.
Yeah.
And she doesn't eat. He eats it like, and pretty, if I could find a word here, he ate it pretty voraciously. He was
because he loved mac and cheese.
Right.
It's a symbol for sex.
Not real mac and cheese.
It's a symbol for sex. I'm telling you.
That's also true. I think that's also true. But what I also took from it was like, here's this thing that she wanted to do together. She wanted them to have this late meal together and then go to bed and not argue. But what ended up happening was she made this meal. He ate it all aggressively. So it's kind of like in a way,
talking shit. Talking shit.
So it's kind of like it's kind of like from the very beginning we're kind of seeing shades.
You're not grateful for me.
Right, his selfishness.
He didn't say thank you.
Because even when she was,
that's what I got from the minute that she made it. I'm like, oh, she still love him because ain't no way in hell I'm making no mac and cheese after we having this argument. You gonna order Uber Eats? You gonna make your own damn turkey sandwich or something? Because I'm with him.
But I like her because of that.
I get it. I get where you're coming from with it.
Stan, you're frozen, Stan. Oh, there you go.
Where's my notes thing? No, I get where you're coming from. I'm just saying, like, me per se is like, it's a lot for us women. We don't want to ruin your whole day, especially if you are having a good day. We'll wait to the end of the moment to bring that shit to you. We'll give you our feedback. We'll give you how we feel after you done had your fun. And I think, first of all, I really did you are right about the communication. I think this is the most communication ever I've seen, even though it was toxic, but it's gotta
be like that.
Yeah,
if you're having a discussion with somebody you love,
I think we lost Stan.
He's coming back.
I think he's coming back, and it gets heated. Like people are so quick to have sex and dead the argument, or do walk away, not say nothing. Again, I told you I begged women to talk to me the way that she was talking to him.
But you got to do that
a woman
constantly.
Yeah,
not when you guys get heated.
No,
you got to do it every day.
She has to do it when it comes up.
But would you be able to handle
to a night like this
critiquing you? Would you be able to handle someone critiquing you and coming at you from every angle about your ego?
I beg for it.
Whether you beg for it, can you handle it is two different things.
I have to handle it because I asked for it.
That's easier said than done. Because I've come at you a few times, and
can she handle when I give it back?
That's what I'm saying. You don't have to give it back.
Me and Space Ghost have had some, and Stan can vouch for it because he's usually in a chat.
Hold on, hold on, Nellz. Before you get into that, I had threw a jab at Space Ghost yesterday in regards to haters, right? He don't like criticism. He can't take constructive criticism
from strangers.
No,
I can take it. I don't want to hear it from people I don't fucking care about.
I said to Space Ghost, I said, Space, you can't take criticism at all, whether it comes from a friend or a stranger.
No, you're bugging.
You turned the comments off. You turned all the comments
That is from strangers. I have a lot of strangers who try to troll me. I don't know these people. I don't give a fuck about what they think.
But you're always gonna get critiqued. We're gonna get critiqued by the show.
By strangers, I let them go. I let them go for the show. I let them go. But on my page, I don't give a fuck what you gotta say.
You gotta take the love with
people
the hate
who they DM me. The people who matter, they DM me and they tell me what they need to tell me. Other than that, I don't give a fuck about these.
But can you handle us as me per se? Me and you have had some.
Me and you is different. I know you.
But can you handle sometimes when I come at you? Is the question.
I beg you to come at me, but don't be mad when I come back.
That's true.
That's the part where it falls apart. I beg people to come at me, but when I come back, it's always an issue.
A couple of heads. I just want people to know, like.
But hold on though. I'm not the type of friend. I don't believe that I am to do something for you and then later on, remember that time I bailed you out of jail? That's crazy. You can't do it for me. I'm not the type of person to do something like that.
Right, I get you.
Your true colors show when you get angry or when you're drunk, right? You get in this heated argument and you're just like, wow, you've been holding on to that for all these years, bro? Or
I don't hold on.
Damn, I'll never do nothing for you again, bro.
No, he's making a point.
I'm just making a point. I'm just saying, like, people that live like that throw things in your face years later or they're never grateful of what they've given or gotten.
Like Marie, like Marie though, but like receive, Marie as well.
Like they give.
I'm not saying Marie is right. Marie is wrong too.
They're both in the wrong.
They're both in the wrong. I guess that's also what's part of the movie is that both parties are neither right or wrong. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I mean, Malcolm was more wrong.
Malcolm went off.
Malcolm was more wrong. He could have took her signs a little better.
Absolutely. But I think, what it's showing is that no matter what the case may be in an argument, it's not about who's right and wrong. It's where do we find a balance?
Where does it end? Like,
where do we find a balance?
At the end of the night, are y'all can y'all sit in the backyard and watch the sunrise? Like,
can you do that?
So that's
can you sleep in the same bed after an argument and not feel any animosity towards each other?
When she did the whole, what's up?
No, I was gonna say, do you? Sorry, my landlord's kid keeps fucking with the internet, man.
Fuck that kid. Anyway,
right? Honestly, but no. Do you guys think that? Because this is my perspective. I've never been in a relationship where I argue. I don't argue. I just don't. I find it exhausting. So do you guys think
have
that
a relationship without that?
Yeah, Stan, I was about to say you have to. I don't know.
I just find it so exhausting.
I remember you used to tell me about your relationship, but in a relationship you cannot be passive aggressive either. You have
I'm not.
I don't. It's not passive aggressive. But here's the thing. I'm saying,
I'm not passive aggressive. I'm more passive.
Yeah, but that you can't do that either because in a relationship. If you're just passing everything because you don't want to argue, that just causes an argument in general because you're passing off everything that needs to be said.
You're leaving the
you're walking away from stuff.
Isn't that
just
like
that?
Isn't that just like, all right, like let's say there's something that's upsetting me and I just let it go. Like, if for the person that I'm with to be upset that I let it go,
let it go.
Yeah, what the fuck is that? Like,
because it's like, yo, you're not being your true self. You're hiding.
But there's a time and a place for everything.
But there's also a reason on why you want to let it go as well too.
What triggered you?
No, but that deserves a conversation. See, you and what I'm saying is
certain things might be a big deal.
You can't do that. This is why relationships is so hard, is because one person might feel like you, like a person that doesn't like to argue. I don't think anybody really wants to argue, but if something is bothering you and you want to bring it to someone, you can't just be like, I don't want to talk about it. You can't do that, because all that does is stir up more controversy between you and your partner.
Marie while she's making the mac and cheese. You can't be like that.
No, but you can't do that. All I'm saying is,
I can't.
If you kept, I'm just saying, like, for your next relationship, you can't be passive about it. If someone's coming to you and saying something bothered them, you have to listen, and that goes on both parts. Like, I'm learning how to listen more now than ever when a man tells me something, or when a woman tells me something, because obviously something triggered you that you felt a way about it, and I can't. And sometimes what we need to do in relationships across all borders, whether it's partners, friends, and stuff, is that don't make the situation about you. If somebody has an issue, if that person solely has an issue, it's about the issue that they're dealing with, and don't try to pour your issues on their issues. They came to you with their issues. Like, you know what I'm saying?
When he lost the wallet, that's his issue. He was upset at himself. He wasn't upset at you. A lot of women, because I related to that scene the most, because I do that. Like,
I didn't think that was pretty funny.
I get upset and I'm like, what the fuck? Where's my fucking phone? Where's this or whatever? I know for a fact that I've done that in relationships.
I know for a fact.
And I know for a fact that women in the relationship.
That's the closest I get. Sorry.
He's so stupid.
But I've known in women, I've been in a relationship where I've done that and the woman has gotten mad. Like, why are you so mad? Why are you yelling? Like, bitch, I'm mad. I'm not mad at you.
Right, but that's a point where she was like, calm down, like, let me help you.
She didn't say calm. No, I liked her. I liked her the most because she didn't tell him to calm down. She just said, it's right here, honey. I liked that. Like, oh shit, it's right. Okay, thank you.
She was like, hey, like, what are you looking for? She was like, hey, you didn't save it to your phone. He's like, no, I don't trust that shit.
And she didn't argue with him. She just said, okay. But a lot of women just say, just do this, da-da-da-da-da. Like, you fucking it up. Then you're inserting yourself in his anger when you're doing that.
To tag on to what Stan was saying in regards to being passive and all that stuff. Some, depending on the circumstance, some may take advantage of things like that. And they say in a relationship, if she's not arguing with you, if your girl ain't arguing with you, then that's not your girl. Because, and vice versa. Like, if I don't care about you, I'm not arguing with you, because why am I arguing? That's like a random, like Space Ghost, when he says, when the haters come and talk shit to him, like,
your camera came on.
When the haters come talk to you, like, why do I care about what you think? I don't even know who you are.
I'm not gonna argue with those people, because I don't care about them.
Right. So what I'm saying is, like, Stan, what she was saying and what he was saying was, I believe that he was holding all that stuff, holding above, because he didn't really care about her.
No, he does love her. That's what
I know that, but loving somebody and caring about someone, I believe, are two different things.
Okay.
And
with this two different things, bullshit.
But here's my example.
It goes hand in hand.
Here's my example. When she put the example and she said, I could be hugged up on a man, you don't even care, but you're like, yo, come here, I need you to help me with something. Whereas where you typically think, who's this guy? What's up? Like, what's going on? Why are you on him like that? That's someone who, quote unquote, cares, to my understanding. Mm-hmm. Because what are you doing? I can love you, but I can give two fucks right now if you get hit by a bus. I can love you, but I ain't gonna take care of you. The love helped him. He loved her so much that he helped her through the hospital, the suicide and stuff. But he didn't care too much about it because he didn't think her.
Mm-hmm. Do you think that could you make the case that he's so, because I think Chanel was making this point earlier, was, she could be with somebody else, right? But because he's not only is it his ego, but is he so confident in the fact that
like a narcissist?
Well, yeah, but is it also that he's confident enough that okay, we have this thing that he's there's a word for it, but like, you know, he's like, I don't, I like, it's a trust thing, maybe, right? No,
I
can't
don't
you
know,
say?
because then there's swingers.
Are they?
What?
I'm
He
I'm just
needs to
saying, and then
humble
there's
himself, and
swingers.
she humbled his ass
Oh,
when
God.
she asked him,
No, but I'm
"If I
saying, yeah,
wasn't in
like
your
I
life,
get,
who the fuck would you? How would this movie be sexual?" And that nigga humbled the fuck up. He humbled that ass.
Yeah,
And when
because it would have sucked.
she put the cherry on top when she fucking did that little skit, that little scene, and she
She
said,
bodied that.
"That's why you should have
You
cast
should
me,
have
because it's
cast
my
me.
story,
Because
bitch."
I'm not
But
lying.
at that
I
point,
really
it doesn't
thought-
matter. The movie is made. You were mad at that from the fucking
And at
get.
that point,
You should have yelled at
he
me
had a
about
click
that
in his
when
head
it
like,
happened.
he had a click in his head like, wow, what the fuck was that? He was blown.
I was blown.
But at the same
but
time,
also,
it's like, listen, why the fuck did you hold this in this whole time?
He never gave her a chance because he didn't care about it.
The first thing he said when he did that, he said,
never gave her a chance.
"Why didn't you do that in the audition?" He said that.
Yeah. He said, "Why didn't you audition?"
Yeah, why didn't you audition?
No.
Because
No,
she
she
just
auditioned.
wanted to fucking him to just place her there.
Wait, is it that she auditioned, or she
I don't
she
think she
didn't
auditioned.
audition, or that
I
she
don't think
auditioned and she wasn't good?
No, I don't
She
think
didn't
she
audition.
auditioned.
She didn't
I
audition.
think he thought that she wasn't probably capable enough to do what she just did.
When he says, "Why didn't you do that in your audition?" I took that to mean that she didn't do that as well. She didn't. She
I think
could.
he said,
she
why didn't you take the audition?" I think he said that.
I also enjoyed the part when she told him about herself, saying, "You got these white people thinking that you are Mr. Big Shot and that you know what it's like to scrap.
And you ain't shit. You came from the privilege as a motherfucker.
Your mom's a therapist, your dad's or your dad's a therapist, or your mom's a therapist and your dad's something, and your sisters, all you come from a good background, and you don't know nothing about the streets. You don't know nothing about what it takes to be grimy and dirty and getting your hands dirty and stuff like that."
She said, "Clarence's parents have a real good marriage."
Yeah, Clarence's parents got a real good marriage. What a way. And you know what? It's a lot of that. It's a lot of that in relationships where the man feels like, or the woman feels like, they got it. They better than the other partner, and they shouldn't have to shine no type of light on the other person that you're with. We've been in relationships, and I know we've been in relationships with people where one feels like they're better than the other. And that's where I felt she was like, "You don't know nothing about what it takes. You come from good background." Not saying there's nothing wrong with that.
Me.
He used me. You use me for good material because I can give you that. And what I'm giving you is realness. I'm giving you what the real deal of what it takes to be a survival of a suicide, a woman who's building herself up, a woman who's trying to stay clean. I gave you that material.
And she was mad at the fact that the dude called the critic or whatever said she's a model. And she's really an actor.
She's really an actress.
Yeah, and there was also
killed that shit.
There was
but
also,
all we can honestly, but what we can say about this movie is that it does depict the realness of communication is really key, and that you never know what someone is dealing with, one, no matter who you are, and that some things need to be said no matter how difficult the conversation gets. It's just be prepared to have these difficult, you have to find someone who's able to have difficult conversations with you. And also, not everything results into an argument either. I think that's also is that you can be in relationships where it doesn't have to be necessarily an argument. You can debate. Like, I've been in relationships where it wasn't necessarily an argument. It's a debate where I'm getting my point across and your point across, where no one's right and no one's wrong. We're just battling, we're tackling what needs to be said. I just did that last week with someone. So it's like,
I think that's what this movie was.
It's like you have a conversation with people because you never know what the other person is going to say or how the other person feels. But the sole thing, like Spaceco said from the very beginning of this show, is the communication is the biggest thing that you need to have when you are dealing in a relationship, no matter what.
That's why I don't like when people say that their relationship was toxic, because I've been in relationships and the woman don't say nothing and they're like, "Oh,
but that's toxic.
Why are you I'm yelling because I'm angry." So you can accept that. I'm not trying to physically hurt you. If I'm not, you know what I'm saying? I know men get to that point, but I'm not going to get to that point. So if I'm yelling because I'm angry, it's just an emotional reaction.
But to touch on that,
if space, you can't handle that, you can't handle me.
But what would you do? What would you do in opposite to that? Like you would shut down. You're not going to communicate at all.
If I yelled
I've done that. I've done. I said, you know what? If what I'm saying,
I wrote communication.
Oh, hold on. From on the other side, it's not on my side. It's not on my side. I've done that. I've done that recently. If I'm arguing with you and I'm telling you how I feel, and you're shutting down, and you're telling me you're not gonna yell at me. We're not gonna yell. Da, 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 and I'm like, I'm yelling because I'm mad. So it's like, what do you want me to do? You want me to?
But you don't have to. But
you don't have to yell.
I'm not gonna do that. No, I yell. That's what I do. I fucking yell.
That's what Stan is trying to say.
I'm not gonna hit you, but I'm gonna yell. I'm gonna raise my voice because I'm angry.
That's okay, so if I'm you think your partner should accept the fact that you're yelling?
If that's how I act, if that's my emotional reaction,
that's not healthy.
If you hit your toe, you go ow. It's just what it is.
This is not hitting your toe though. This is a relationship.
It's momentarily. Pain is only temporary.
You're yelling.
My yelling is only temporary.
But you're yelling.
But yelling gives a different how you say,
but
perspective and tone. It's a different.
I know people that. I know, yeah, like to that point, to KJ's point, it's like I know people that if by not yelling, the partner feels some type of way because it's like
I don't know.
Right, I've heard that too. People have told me that.
So because I'm not yelling and you're yelling,
said that to me.
Feel as though that's
I'm upset.
Okay.
If you can physically see that I'm upset, right? Isn't it easier to say, okay, he's upset? If you're angry and you go,
but not everybody's like that.
Okay, all right.
Yeah, but everyone.
I'm like, are you fucking mad? Like,
no,
do you not have emotional fucking baggage in this situation?
No, because that person might handle their anger in a different way. Like everyone's different with how they handle their anger.
But then it's gonna push me because as the person I am.
So you want me to yell because you yell? You want me to yell?
I've had the best relationship. The woman pulled a knife out on me, like, nigga, if you don't shut the fuck up. I was like,
it sounds like you.
Now I know
you like that shit with me. This nigga turned on by that shit.
I do. I like that shit. Like now I know. Okay,
he wanna fight.
She's willing to fucking kill me if I don't shut the fuck up.
So Space Ghost basically is telling us he likes being in toxic relationships.
So weird.
He don't want no bitch that's on.
It shows
he don't want no shit that's gonna be quiet.
It's not.
I'm different. I'm a little different. I'm definitely vocal about when something bothers me. I've been reserved.
You don't have to yell
in the past.
But if you don't express anything,
that
drives
the thing.
me fucking insane.
That is the thing. But like I said, from a woman's point of view, there's a lot of things that we don't have to address that on our part. Some things don't need to be said because everything is gonna unravel on its own. So I
don't like that. I don't like there's a video going on right now. There's a video going on right now with a woman just sitting in the car. She's like, and he's like, word girl.
Sometimes you gotta be quiet.
You guys look stupid as fuck.
I'm only telling you from a woman's point of view. If you just listen, that sometimes the way we handle certain things.
You have to
that's not true.
To talk,
that's not true.
To listen, I have to hear words. True. I have to hear your I have to hear the problem. If I can't hear the problem, then there is no problem. You ain't
sometimes you can't find the words to describe or to express yourself.
Say that. Like I don't even have the words.
But that's what I'm explaining to him.
That's a different thing.
Sometimes there are no words.
If me and Space is in a relationship, if me and Space is in a let's take an example. Me and Space is in a relationship. Space is yelling. I'm not gonna want to talk to you because you're yelling. I'm gonna wait till you finish yelling, and I'm gonna be like, "Are you done?" And when you're done, I'm gonna be like, "Okay, yada 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 yada." I'm gonna ravel, and I don't necessarily have to yell at you to get my point across.
Yes, you don't.
But I'm going to hear you obviously yell, but I'm not gonna go back and forth with yelling back at you, thinking that that's gonna make it easier. It's not.
No,
I am going to, huh?
But if you're that's a different situation.
But I'm talking.
You're expressing yourself after I'm finished. That's different.
But some people roll like this too. If I see you yelling, I'm not gonna want to talk to you. I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna let you have your day.
I'm gonna let you calm down. And
I'm gonna let you calm down.
I'm never gonna calm down. So you might as well tell me after I'm done. or get the fuck away from me forever.
See, that's not, and that's why you have issues with.
Express yourself to me.
You're gonna have issues
in your
relationship.
If I'm letting my soul out to you and you're giving me back a
There's
brick
different
wall,
ways to
I'm gonna
do it,
fucking
though.
leave.
No, that's
There's
not
different ways to
a
go
brick
about it. You
wall.
can't do that.
You're gonna have issues in your relationships just
I've
alone with
it.
you just expressing to us how you handle it.
I've done it. I've been with it. I know. And the
no, you don't. You don't.
Best
You're not a woman.
I've had
you're not a
been
woman.
with women
You're not
who
a
pull
woman.
out knives on me, who slap me because they
That-
can't take it no more.
That's not good.
You don't know. I'm gonna be honest with you. I've been in situations where men have yelled at me or when men have just been quiet. I've been in both. My response.
Which one is better? Which one is better?
Which one is what better?
The quiet nigga is better, or the one that's expressing his feelings?
The one that's expressing his feelings, of course, is more.
That's all I have to say. That's all I have to say.
But what I'm saying is, the person.
Oh, that's not healthy at all. We need to talk.
It is very fucking healthy. It's very.
We need to have a conversation.
Not talking is unhealthy as fuck.
No. But I think that's why this movie exists, is because we do have people that know how to be quiet, and we do have people that know how to be expressive with themselves when it comes to what they need, what needs to be said. However, there's also people who don't trigger back and yell at you, and there's also people that let you have your moment and be quiet.
When Marie was sitting in the tub,
great
when she was in the tub and she was just letting them talk.
That is the ideal woman. Like Marie to me is the ideal woman. Like she's been through some shit and she gonna tell you to your face where you're fucking up.
Yeah,
and
I agree.
I beg for a woman like that. I beg for a woman like that. Just say it.
That's different than somebody.
Even if I fucked up, if I fuck up, whatever.
The knife was the acting. The knife.
No, I know. But I'm talking about in KJ's personal.
No, they was acting too. They wasn't.
No,
really
I think what you need to work on. Is, and when it comes to communication, that just because you yell, you expect someone to respond back. That person might not be able
the same energy.
That person might not be able to.
I don't expect them to respond back. But I respect them to tell me their point of view after the fact.
What I'm saying is that person might not at that moment be able to express.
I need somebody who needs to do that, because I can't. If you can't, if I'm expressing myself to you, if you can't return the favor, then we're never gonna go anywhere. We're never gonna get anything.
That's not
We're
true.
never gonna hash out our problems.
The favor
we're never gonna move forward. We're gonna sit in this bullshit forever.
I know what it's like when my man is having a bad day and he just wants to vent to me. There's nothing wrong with that.
That's different. That's different. I'm talking about arguments.
Okay, so
hold on. Discussions turn into arguments when one or both parties disagree with a point was being made. Our argument is because whatever you was going through or whatever you was feeling was not accepted, or you didn't agree with that person, it turns to an argument. If you guys are having a conversation about how you feel, that's one thing. Hey,
that's what they were doing in this movie, though, Cram.
They were attacking him.
Nah, he yelled at her.
No. You're misinterpreting it, because the first part is, you're mad. Why are you mad? Then she's like, then the whole thank you thing. That's one spectrum.
And she walked away.
Hold on.
Listen to her tone.
Hold on. The whole thank you thing was what? Hold on. The whole thank you thing was one spectrum. The whole argument that they had, that he didn't say thank you, right? He apologized for that. They made a little lovey-dovey. Then it's like, okay, wait, stop. They made the lovey-dovey. They was playing with each other around in the couch, and he was acting like he was about to eat a box and shit. And then the whole other fight.
What did she say?
Hold on. He was peeling the layers. The whole other fight was, you used me for your movie. That was the whole other fight. Then the bathtub and all that shit. Then the last thing, the last layer, finally we get to the fucking point, is that you were not casted in the fucking movie. So it's layers to the shit.
Yeah, so there's layers. I agree with that.
That's part of communication.
I don't agree in that.
I'm telling you, this is what it is. And they communicated about that. They had their fight about that. You brought up the fight from the old shit. They pulled up the other layers. They pulled up all that shit. And at the end of the movie, all this shit is over. We go outside. Let me take a breather. I'm gonna take a breather with you. Let's go watch the sunset or sunrise.
But but nothing was resolved.
What are you talking about?
No, there was a lot resolved.
Everything was resolved.
Everything was laid out on the table about how they felt.
Everything was laid out on the table.
Exactly how she felt.
You knew exactly how the person
exactly
felt.
how he felt at the end.
But they just stopped talking about it.
No. But that's the point.
No,
they're moving forward. I got that part. The part of the matter is everything that they ever wanted to say to each other was said that night.
You can't change what you already did. You're going to be apologizing forever. So you might as well just hash this shit the fuck out.
Right. I get that. The only option after that, after unpacking all of that, is do we go forward together or do we go forward separate?
Are we going to watch the sunrise together or am I going to stay in bed?
You saw they made it work because they wind up staying together. And that's how relationships, I mean, our elders.
It may look toxic to most people because they want happy, ha ha ha, but that's not how fucking life is.
Right.
Life ain't a happy fucking
I
game.
agree.
It ain't loving basketball every fucking movie.
I believe that movie was really a back and forth thing. I think there was a lot of built up
How many times
anger.
you watch it once? You watch it once?
I watched it twice.
I watched it 3 times.
So a lot of built up anger, a lot of stuff that they settled for with one another, a lot of selfishness, a lot of unappreciativeness, like a lot of things were highlighted in that movie.
Because we go through this in the real world. This is exactly what it's like.
No, I agree. Believe me, I agree.
That's my life. I was watching my life right there. I was like, damn. When he did that, when he lost his wallet and shit, I'm like, yeah, that's me.
But what I'm saying is this: there's other ways it can be handled. There's civil ways that it can be handled. There doesn't have to be yelling. I don't have to break you down. I don't have to talk about the past.
So then what are you doing then? So then what are we doing? Mark, as a relationship, what are we fucking doing? If I can't break you down and build you up, and you can't break me down and build me up, what are we fucking doing?
Was way too aggressive, in my opinion.
That's soft.
I think this is exactly
I think the fact that him mentioning that she was suicidal, she was on pills. I think those were really low blows, and it was unnecessary.
It is a low blow. But in the battlefield, there's no. When I'm talking to you, it's me and you. Me and you got the same understanding.
That was a low blow.
I'm telling you my deep dark secrets too. I'm telling you I'm fucking this bitch. And
it is low blow, but it is also
it was a low blow.
You know then you low blow me.
It is
talking
a low blow,
me being a man with da. Like she's low blowing him too.
It is a low blow, but it's also exactly what we do in this world in relationships. That sometimes
up against the wall, we low blow.
Someone who feels like they're losing a fight goes deep.
They go
and
low.
they throw some mess that you ain't prepared for.
It takes that.
You shouldn't do that. I believe
you shouldn't.
You should do
no,
it.
You can move past that.
But that's why the film
But now that's my expectation every time we talk.
You shouldn't. There's ways. I agree with you. I agree with you 100%. I don't like to argue, but I do like to get my point across. And I hate not getting my point across to someone. It eats me alive. So in a relationship, if I feel like something's bothering you, I want you to tell me something's bothering you. My job as your partner, whether it's man or woman, is to come to a balance of what's making you mad, how can we rise above it and move forward. But I don't want you to not say anything to me. I don't want you to be quiet like Space says. I want you to be vocal.
Sleeping under the rug is trash to me.
But what I'm also showing you here is that this movie shows that some people are not vocal. There are some people.
A lot of people, majority.
A lot. You are right. A lot of people are not vocal, and that destroys relationships because you're not vocal.
But do you believe some people are too vocal?
If I rubbed you the wrong way, I want you to tell me I rubbed you the wrong way. What was the question?
There's no such thing as too vocal.
Do you believe there's people that is too vocal?
When it's between you two in a house by yourselves, there's no such thing as too vocal.
I don't think that. I think honestly,
the setting of the argument doesn't have to do with shit.
Yes, it does. Because if we're at a party and we're doing this, this is the wrong place, wrong time.
I think
But if
if
we're
I
at
could
home
agree
together in our own home by
The
ourselves,
setting,
me and you talking,
it's me and
this
you. Yeah,
argument
it's
out,
a me. At the end of the day,
we could go
right?
low. We could go
I
low. I'm
agree
gonna
with
go
you on
low,
that.
and then but when we leave this house, if we fuck with each other, we gonna fuck with each other, and we got each other's back because we know our deepest darkest. We know our fucking
Right.
shit.
I can agree with you on that. That's what I can honestly
I
say.
disagree. I disagree
I
because no,
don't agree.
because I'll give you a perfect example. And if I'm with you and I trust you enough to tell you things about me that are personal,
I'm opening
why
up
would you use
deep, dark secrets.
why are you going to use that against me?
Why would you use that? That's so low.
If you doing the same thing to me, what are you talking
No,
about?
no, no,
But that's
no,
what
no,
I'm
no.
saying. It don't matter.
I'm not saying that.
I get where you're coming from too.
Not
I'm
me.
sharing
I'm
deep
not
secrets
saying
with you.
I'm doing that. I'm
You
not
don't
saying
do
I'm
that.
doing that.
If you're trying to
you're with
express yourself, I could see why you're using it against me, because you're using my life to validate what's going on in our lives.
Is that
together.
okay?
No.
Is that
Yes.
okay?
No,
Is that
it's not.
healthy?
Your
I mean, I know what you
problems
mean.
become my problems when we're
No,
in
they
a
don't.
relationship.
Hold
No,
on,
they
hold
don't.
on.
Because
I'm in
you
between.
act like this.
But you have no right
this
to
is
use
why
that
I'm
against
in
this
me.
is
between
not
with that.
working right
I
now.
think it just depends on the conversation where you bring up someone's past. In this movie, the conversations that develop is why he brought up the past. It wasn't right that he did it, but you realize the reason why he brought up the suicide is because it was depicted in the movie. So technically, he wasn't right to say it, but it made sense to why it played a part in the movie that he did.
This is her issue is that you're using my life in the movie. His thing is, I've been writing this movie before I met you.
True.
Lies.
Here's why. I did this. Let me tell you my fucking trauma that I used in this movie.
He had no trauma.
No, he did. He says it in the movie that
if he had no trauma, all right.
He
had
did.
trauma, man.
He
You
did.
bitch still hitting him on Instagram about the kid and all this shit. That's trauma.
Yeah, about the woman who said, "I wish this baby was yours." He says, "I have to live with that." You know, there was a couple of things before
that's his shit. He used that in the movie.
He's used that as a low blow, talking about bitches want me, wishing that I was the father of their kids.
Yes.
And I could be with any bitch I want, and I choose to be with you.
Yes.
It's how the fuck was that positive?
I love you, and you're telling me that this movie, and I love this movie, and this is what it comes from. He's showing her where it comes from.
How the fuck is that a trauma?
If it's a low blow to you, but it's my fucking life, that's your
like
fucking problem.
That's like telling me, you know what? I fuck with you, but I could be out here doing so much better.
That's not what it means.
That's what he said.
But in the grand scheme, he didn't lay just that one scenario. He laid many scenarios that had to do with the movie. Her main argument is that the movie is about my life. He said, "No, bitch, I've been writing this since before I knew you, and this girl does this, and this is what I put in the movie for her. This girl does this is what I put in the movie for her. So since you want to make it all about you, it's just my fucking movie at the end of the day."
How is it that they could have been together as long as they have? He's been writing this movie for as long as he has, and has never.
We gotta wrap this up, guys.
How did she not know that? You know what I mean?
The movie was solely about her life.
Right. But
and all the shit that they had been through together.
We gotta wrap it up. Go ahead, Stan.
To Mark's point, if all he's saying is true about this situation in his life inspiring the movie, and this situation inspiring the movie or whatever, how does she not know that?
Because she thinks it's about her. Because she thinks everything is about her. The same way Cram is saying the movie is all completely about her. That's her thinking. He wrote the shit.
He asked her, "How would this movie?
This movie be successful?" Parts in the movie are about you. Yes, he agreed that parts were about her. He agreed that he couldn't make the movie without her. Mm-hmm. He agreed to that, but that was not the sole purpose of. Like he said, you're not the end all be all for the movie, though.
That's true.
Yes, I understand that. But when he asked her, when he said, do you think the movie would have been a great success had it not been about me?
And he said
no.
Yes,
right.
but that don't mean that the movie he was writing the movie before her.
The heart-shaped sex
because
scene,
it finished
all of that
because
shit
of her
make
is a
the
different
movie.
thing.
Her story made the movie, point blank, period. And she said, had it not been for me, fuck them other bitches. Their story was okay, but had it not been for me, this movie would not have been successful. You used me, but why didn't you thank me? You thank all them other bitches.
That happened before
why you didn't
he even had that conversation about the other bitches.
It happened during their relationship.
No, that happened after she said
they cheated on each other. They admitted that.
She used it to low blow him. She used that was her low blow to him.
That was her low blow breaking her down. That was a because it's like,
nigga, you're not gonna thank me. You wouldn't even made this movie without me. So then he's like, wait, hold on. It wasn't all on you though, because I have trauma in this movie too. He's trying to show her that.
It wasn't trauma. It was fucking. It was.
It wasn't in the movie, he does talk about how he came about the movie before he got with her. That he already had some stuff type. That's like some.
He was talking about his fucking sex. His sex.
You gotta watch it again.
No. You gotta watch it again because he tells her exactly where the trauma came from. But this really was to me. I enjoyed this film. I watched it 3 times to really depict.
I'm gonna watch it again.
Watch it again.
I enjoyed this film because it brought out a lot. It shed a lot of light on relationships and how communication really does, is key, and how some people handle communication. And sometimes it's not going to always be a good conversation. Sometimes we're going to unpack things and trigger things that's going to hurt you, but it's only to make you see yourself in a different limelight, probably that nobody else can ever bring to you. Me personally, it made me think about how I want to handle relationships with people, that I cannot be in a relationship with someone who's not vocal about how they feel. That I don't want to be in a relationship where someone just passes everything and not saying how they feel, just because you're just trying to save the relationship of not speaking on what's bothering you. I don't want to ever be in a relationship like that. I want to know how you feel, because that's how we're only going to build each other up and do better with each other. In a real relationship, the fact of the matter is communicating how you feel to each other is really what's going to set the tone of your relationship. Not speaking and being passive and not, or going days without speaking to someone because you don't want to speak to them about something that bothered you. You have to say something, because the other person is going to think everything is fine, because you're walking around like everything is fine. This movie showed in the beginning how she let somebody have their moment and was quiet about it until they got home. She unraveled things, because at that time it was time now to let you know how I really felt about something, But at the end of the day, our relationship is going to be grimy. It's going to be toxic and stuff. But if you really want to be with me and I really want to be with you, then we're going to move forward after we done let everything out and keep it pushing. And that's exactly in a relationship. If you really love someone, you will work really hard to keep the relationship going. When you love someone, when you truly love someone, you will work really hard to hold that relationship for dear life.
All right, we get it. All right. Let's go around and rate the movie. KJ.
A pool of KJ, go ahead.
Damn, man. Jesus.
Go ahead, Space Ghost.
The bathtub of Dippin' Dots.
Mark.
I give this, because it's so personal to me, and I was able to relate to it on so many different levels. I want to give it a swimming pool, an Olympic-sized swimming pool of Dippin'
Dots. Chanel.
I'm going for the Olympics too. I'm going to swim in them damn Dippin' Dots too. I thought it was really good. I love this film. Very good.
I thought it was cool. Even though I didn't relate to much of it, I'm giving it a bucket of chicken worth of Dippin' Dots.
Don't relate to it because you are passive aggressive and you need to work on that.
I'm not passive aggressive. I'm passive. Also,
you need to work on that. That's not healthy.
Why? If I don't bother you,
the reason why.
All right. Yeah, I don't bother it up though. Also, I'd like to point out the fact that it weirded me out in the beginning, but it kind of got okay. Got it over time. I felt okay about it. The fact that there's a 12-year difference between them, like visibly, I was like, because to me in my head, they're still young. Like
her voice annoyed me a little bit, but I still love her.
But she's not as young as she looks.
I know, but I still picture her as a kid because I watched her grow up in front of my face.
Right. Also, does anybody feel weird that?
That was the only time I ever
right. Yeah. Does anybody else feel kind of strange that a 36-year-old Jewish guy wrote and directed this?
No.
Yeah, I think that was kind of weird.
Are you serious?
Yeah, Sam Levinson. The guy that he writes and directs Euphoria.
I didn't know. Okay. That he wrote this film, he did a very good job then, because I thought it was well written.
Oh, this seems like not something I'd like to hear from a 36-year-old Jew.
I would have never expected it either, but
I'm not racist.
This is nobody's movie review. This is nobody's movie review. Thank y'all for tuning in.
Thank you guys. Leave your comments. What next movie we watching?
The
I'll hit you in the text. The Black Messiah.
The Black Messiah. We didn't watch The Little Things.
No, I did. I watched it. I'm really excited for Judas and the Last Messiah though.
Okay, let's do The Last Messiah.
That's gonna be the big.
Everyone,
movie.
What's it called?
Jay-Z and Nipsey Hussle got a record on that soundtrack.
What's the movie?
Judas and the Last Messiah. It'll be
okay. Guys.
You'll know. When you open your Instagram
on
Friday, you'll know what movie it is.
You'll know what it is, and we can't wait to hear your reviews on this episode. Tune in to our Instagram. We're revamping, you guys, so I can't wait for you guys to see our new stuff. And let us know what you think. Comment below, and peace out.
Peace.